Hi, my name is Avinash and I'm a software engineer and a research scholar. And today I'm very glad to present my paper in front of you. My paper's title is IoT-based smart vehicle parking system using cloud computing for smart city development. It is basically a future roadmap for smart city digitalization. And here are my co-authors, Professor Bhupesh Teka and Professor Saroj Kumar Raut, who have guided me throughout the research work and writing and publishing this paper. So let's start with this presentation. So these are the context I will be covering through this presentation. Let's start with the abstract. I would like to tell you about the smart city. So all of you are basically acquainted with this term smart city. It is a huge and it is a rapidly increasing term and an increasing concept in India and worldwide. So what is a smart city? Basically, is smart city is a digitalized city or an advanced city where all the facilities or smart facilities are available. You can avail any of this facility in a fraction of second using your smartphone or smart system. For example, you want to order a food and you can order food throughout your smartphone. You want to switch on the light, you want to switch on the camera, you want to switch off the fan. You can control all the things through the use of Wi-Fi and IoT and your voice commands. All the roads are advanced, wide enough, the architecture are smart, the medical facilities are there and they are advanced. Architecture is done through the advanced technologies, methodologies. Education is digitalized and smart and advanced, and digital classrooms are there. And there are lots of things are implemented like this in smart cities. Transportation, all the things. And due to all these facilities, a normal city can be advanced and can be turned into a smart city. Due to all these facilities available in smart cities, normal people from other places of the country or from the rural areas, small spaces and places and suburban areas are migrating rapidly to these advanced cities or smart cities. And what happens when these people migrate to a city from another place? So normally these places or that cities population increases, and not only the population, whenever the population increases, the vehicle or the transportation facility or the we can say the space decreases and their population and vehicle increases. And whenever their vehicle increases, lot of issue occurs, and the major issue due to vehicle is parking issue. You can see in these images how people have haphazardly parked their vehicle inside of a road. In normal public spaces, they don't get enough space or place to park their vehicle. Whenever they go to a government office, they go to a normal mall, they want to go to a university, or whenever they go any place, they don't get enough place to park their vehicle legally in an authorized manner. And due to this problem, lots of issue like road accidents, traffic jams, vehicle theft, and all these things happens, that occurs due to this parking problem. And whenever this parking issue occurs, our research works say a normal user nowadays spends 20 more time, additional 20 minutes to reach their destination. Whenever they want to reach a destination, they have to spend some additional time basically, and on an average this time is 20 more minutes. So how to resolve this issue? We have proposed a simple and smart solution, that is the smart vehicle parking system. You can see these are some of the images we have shown you. You can see in these images how you can park your vehicles in a smart and effective manner. This system can be automated and it can be controlled by humans. So all things can be monitored and user and both the parking authorities can be benefited. So let's talk about the smart vehicle parking system and their methodologies we have used. Basically, there are three main methodologies you are using in this research work or this concept. First of all, Internet of Things. through which all the things are interconnected in the smart city. Like I have given you the example like smart bulb or smart Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi connected AC. You can give voice command to Alexa, or you can give voice command to Google Home, and your light will be turned on. So that is basically the use of Internet of Things. All the things are interconnected with internet, and through hardwares. All the things are connected with each other, and we can manage and control them in a smart way. Second thing is smart cloud computing. Basically, you know the term of cloud computing. Whenever you use a Google Drive or some Dropbox, that is the concept of cloud computing. It is omnipresent. It is present at any place, anywhere, and the user can access them very easily. So that is called the system or the method of cloud computing, through which you can store any data and you can access it very easily at any place, at anywhere. Third thing is mobile application. Nowadays, everyone has a smartphone in their hand, no matter it is an iOS device or an Android device, but everyone have a smartphone in their hand. So all the things are controlled by application nowadays. So we have proposed three major methodologies in this research work. And altogether, this method is called cloud of thing. That is the combination of basically Internet of Thing and cloud computing. So let's talk about the existing method. Whenever we do a research work, obviously there are some research work from there. We have taken some inspiration, and there are few major methodologies or existing methods were there. So we have taken reference from them. First of all, I will like to talk to you about the smart university building concept, which was introduced in China, Beijing, few years ago by some university student and their professor. Altogether, they made a smart university concept, and there this smart vehicle parking system was also introduced, and it was controlled by intranet. Like how the use by the use of Bluetooth, by the use of Wi-Fi connectivity, they were controlling it for the smart university control system. Second point is the use of camera and Wi-Fi connectivity. One researcher named P. Sadhu Khan has introduced this method, which was basically, it was a scan and parking method. We can scan the number plate of a vehicle and we can handle or manage our parking system, and it was easy rather than the pre-existing normal parking method, and there no receipt was required, and it was like digitalized. So it was one kind of smart vehicle parking system. Also, it was both this method, if you look both these methods very closely, you will observe these are only controlled through a certain radiation or a certain range. Inside a university or inside a campus, you can control or manage this smart vehicle parking system. And third thing, the use of GSM module to send SMS, send or receive SMS. Basically, GSM module is used to send or receive SMS. So one researcher proposed this method. The user have to send SMS from their phone to the parking authority, and their parking will be booked. Their vehicle will be authorized to park inside that campus or that parking lot. But the issue was there, like sending this SMS was very expensive, like 3 rupees, 5 rupees was not affordable for a single user and normal driver. So this method is not quite acceptable for everyone. Last but not the least, we have taken the reference from Get My Parking startup. It is an Indian-based startup, basically developed in Bangalore, and it raised a huge amount of funding. But obviously, a lot of people are not aware of this startup, but it is now also running and developing a lot. So we have taken reference from all these papers and research works, and we have introduced few more features in our research work that will make a complete and smart parking system for everyone. So let's move to the next slide. That is our proposed method, what we have proposed. So basically, we will take abandoned land. There are a lot of abandoned land. If we take example, there are lots of metropolitan cities in India, And one of the major cities like Mumbai, where the people or population is huge and land size is very scarce or very rare. In that place also there are some private lands and there are some private landowners who own some land and they are abandoned, they are not making any money from that land. So what we can do, we can turn that land into a money making opportunity, into a smart vehicle parking system or a smart startup. And this system will make money passively to the landowners as well as the parking owner, and obviously for the parking authorities. So this parking area will be equipped with smart sensors like ultrasonic sensor, IR sensors, buzzers, CCTV camera, GSM modules, all these IoT devices. So let's talk about why there are two sensors. Two sensors are there because let's suppose there are some environmental issue or some weather issue, there are some foggy weather, and one sensor sometimes fails to sense whether the vehicle is properly parked or not, the parking lot is vacant or occupied. So use of two sensor, one is ultrasonic sensor which will be sending ultrasonic sound and it will sense whether the vehicle space is vacant or occupied, and IR sensor, it will be basically sense the vehicle vacancy through their infrared rays. So altogether these sensors will sense the vehicle is vacant or occupied, the parking lot is free or not, and it will be controlled by Arduino board with which we can connect the buzzer which will beep if a vehicle is unauthorizedly parked or not parked properly. GSM module will be there which will be used to send SMS or notification to the user whenever they park any vehicle. CCTV cameras will be there to monitor their vehicle 24/7 at the real time, and user can also see them in their application. All this Arduino board and all the system, entire system will be controlled by Raspberry Pi operating system, and this system will be connected with our cloud server which will be controlled by the parking attendants. They can enter the real-time data and all the things can be monitored, both the parking authorities and also by the end users, that is the driver or that is the application handler, which will be monitored through the smart application in their smart devices. So this is the concept of our entire model that we have proposed in our research work. Next, talk about like what are the tools and technologies we have used. So I already told you about like Raspberry Pi, controlled by Python, and GNE programming language is also there. Ultrasonic and infrared sensors, Arduino Uno will be controlled by C and C++ languages. We can hire external programmers or we can program them by ourselves to control all the units. And CCTV cameras for the monitoring purpose, buzzer for the beeping purpose, LED lights will be there for like red light and green light, which will show you, which will indicate you whether the parking lot is vacant or occupied. This space is red, means this space is already occupied, some user who will be reaching this place very in a small time. And if this place is showing green light, that means it is vacant and you can park your vehicle there if you have not booked the parking already. Next, last but not the least, the GSM module will be used to send and receive the notification and SMS. So let's talk about the major attraction of this research work, that is the application interface. We have proposed a very much user-friendly interface, taking the inspiration from the application like Ola, Uber, and Rapido. Nowadays, these applications are acceptable with a huge user base, and they are finding this application are so user friendly and simple to understand. Even a high school student can operate them without having any understanding on the application or the system. So we have taken the inspiration and we have proposed our application. This is not the final interface, but this is a concept. Like we can make our application in such a way that anyone will free and easy to understand. Like this application is very simple to use. They will open their application, they will see a lot of places with the parking lots, and they will enter the place where they want to go, where they want to reach, and throughout the entire area they can see all the vacant spaces and the vacant parking lots where they can park their vehicle authorizedly. Next thing is whenever they reach their destination and they park their vehicle, one timer will be started. You can see in the screen, like it will show you like what is your vehicle. You have to enter your vehicle name and if you are a regular user of this application, and your timer will be started like 1 hour or 2 hour duration will be there, and it will simply indicate you have to clear your vehicle or the parking, you have to vacate that place before 2 hours. Like within 2 hours you can clear your parking space, but if you fail to clear the parking space, there is no issue. Another additional timer will be started and it will cost you very simple additional money or additional amount, which you can clear by paying the cash to the parking attendee or by paying them online through like your Bhim UPI, your Phone Pay, Paytm, or whatever payment gateway you are using. We will be integrating with so many payment gateways through this application. So let's talk about the experimental setup. So our experimental setup says there are two types of sensors. One is instructive and another is non-instructive. If we'll talk about the instructive sensors are permanent sensors. You have to go to the parking lot, you have to dig the parking lot, you have to insert the entire system under the ground, and you have to mold it, and that will be permanent. It is very expensive to install and it is difficult to install also. But if we talk about the second type of sensors, those are called the non-instructive sensors. You can see in the screen there are some disc-shaped containers, and these containers are very hard and very rigid. A normal vehicle's pressure or weight cannot break these sensor containers. So all our sensors and all our system will be set up inside these containers, and this container will be very simple to plug and play at anywhere, anytime. So we have to go to the free parking spaces, the normal parking spaces or the abandoned lands, and there with the use of simple nut and bolts with some use of screws, we have to fix them in the ground, and it will be very simple to install. And if the contract is over, like we will be collaborating with some landowners, we will be collaborating with some organization like university or some malls, like they want to take our sensor or our parking system for 2 years, and after 2 years, whenever the contract is over, the parking authority will feel free and very easy to remove these sensors from the ground, and it will be very much cost effective. So we will be using these sensors, non-instructive sensors in the ground at our smart vehicle parking system, which will be easy to use at anywhere, at any place. Let's talk about the conclusion. India is a rapidly developing country, and in the upcoming decade and the upcoming years, our economy will grow rapidly. And our startup idea, our research work, and our concept can be a part of this economic growth. It can contribute a lot because India is a highly populated country. It is the second most populated country after China. And in the upcoming years, obviously, this population can grow a lot. So whenever this population will grow and a lot of adult people will grow in this country, they will be using some vehicle. So whenever they will use the vehicle, obviously, we have taken the example of metropolitan city Mumbai. Lot of the land size will be scarce and the parking lot will be very rare. So in that case, our application play a major role to solve all type of parking related issues, and it will save the very much valuable time of a normal driver and a normal human being to reach their destination. And nowadays 20 more time is utilized by a normal user. That can be reduced, that can be vanished, and that issue can be resolved throughout the using our smart vehicle parking system. And obviously the landowner will be benefited by turning their vacant land into a huge money making opportunity. And obviously the parking authorities like the malls, like the university, they can also use our smart vehicle parking system to turn their normal parking system into a smart vehicle parking system. Last but not the least, I will talk you about the events. There are some events like Kumbh Mela, there are some national events, there are some marriage parties nowadays where a lot of people go and they face the parking issue. So we can give our parking system as a temporary solution for that situation or that event. They can collaborate with us for their event, and we will be we will install our non-instructive sensors at their marriage parties, in their events, and in their all type of events where this parking issue can be resolved. So this is the whole concept behind the smart vehicle parking system, and these are some of the references we have used and we have taken for this presentation and for our research work. There are a few more references in our research paper, and you can read about it in details in our research paper. If you have any queries, feel free to reach out to me throughout my social medias. I will be happy to resolve your queries and to answer you. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation and attending to this. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.